in the cabbage.
But let's get it.
Test.
Yeah, we're live.
Welcome to In the Cabbage. This is crazy.
This is pretty bananas right now that we're actually doing this.
I'm Tommy Swain, Andrew Witt. Please subscribe, please listen, please download, like. And just a reminder, keep swinging. Welcome back to In the Cabbage. I'm your boy, Tommy Swain. To my right, or your left, Andrew Witt.
What up, y'all?
What is up, buddy? We're just going to jump right into it. Before we hit record, legitimately, like standing across from each other.
We always seem to never start the podcast soon enough, and I don't know, it's like
a ticking time bomb.
It really, that's exactly it.
When we get in the car, we're like, hey, I want to talk to you, but like I can't get this going.
It's an awkward silence for the most part. It's you got to really put the leash on it.
How's the family?
Right. Good.
Yeah.
How's the job? Good.
Right.
Like,
Want to tell you about golf.
Right.
But can't. But anyway, so right before I hit, play on this, I brought something to Andrew. One of our goals for next year, which we've missed out on a couple times, is the Barstool Classic. It's a tournament Barstool host. They go from town to town. You can qualify top 3, get to go play in a very exclusive golf course.
For sure. We've talked about it a few times as well because we also brought it up when we played that round with Cameron and
that's right.
I forgot Logan.
Logan, nice.
I remembered I thought it was like Jordan for a second.
No. Yeah, Logan.
Logan.
Nice. But yeah, so we were talking and I said we stood, realistically we stood no chance in scraping top 3 with our games.
No chance where we're at right now.
Where we were at that time.
True. Because it would have been like last year.
Right. I would have been shooting maybe mid-80s if I got lucky.
True.
And you were spiking between like...
Who knows, dude? I could
low
I could
80s
go for,
to like 75s.
Yeah, but I also could have... I mean, at the Ryder Cup, I put up 94, 95.
Right.
Like, it was a big swing in the golf game. It was tough.
Right. So I was saying if my game stays... consistent where it currently is at.
Mm-hmm.
Where maybe you're going to get like a low 80 number for me or a high 70.
That's huge. And I even think in, 1 or 2 years' time, it could be fun to see where our games are going to develop because I think we make a really, really dynamic duo.
We went from not fitting at all as a team to starting to find some patterns here for our team.
I think so. And then, let's say later down the line here in a couple of years, like you're just posting nothing but 78 to 80
right
all day, and you're just like maybe you going the putter gets a little hot, you can rip off like a 76.
That'd be great.
75. That's unbelievable. I don't know, maybe in a couple years time I figure out how to put a ball in the damn fairway and hit a couple more greens.
I feel like you're shooting low 70s, breaking 72s.
Maybe
I feel like your game's not that far off from doing that.
And I mean I don't think you're wrong either. I would love to think that it's closer than it is far. That's what I would like. That's what I would like to think as well.
Yeah, I feel like you're just figuring out, like, the swing. You went and worked on it, like you said, at the Rue's house. It's starting to look like powerful again, but in your new swing dynamic. Like you're starting to get that power back.
I sent you a clip not too long ago as well.
It looked really nice.
And I did the same thing, kind of look at it like, oh, this is definitely way better than I had that picture in my head.
I have some old videos of us playing at our first.
Dude, I look at those all the time.
Palm Springs videos.
It's atrocious, right?
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Both of our swings are just really, really bad.
And it's like, no wonder why we were posting mid-90s all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with the fact that, it's course management. That all helps. But, when you start... I think when you start trying to shoot lower scores and now you're like trying to break 80, the course management thing, it's already in play.
Right. You start to learn that because you start scoring better. Like, okay, why am I not breaking 87? Like my swing's not going to get that much better. It's like, okay, where can I improve in other parts of the game?
And it's a lot of it is mechanical, is like making good moves to the golf ball and then just hitting it out of the center and not having any like crazy fats or thins frequently.
Right. And no big numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
That's tough.
That's always going to be something I'm going to struggle to avoid here. But I think the potential with us being in a 2-man scramble later down the line or best ball, it's going to be really fun to see maybe what it turns into.
I really do think if you get us on the right course, something very long, because I feel like that's where you're going to thrive. Something long, and we can't lose a lot of golf balls.
Sure.
I think we're going to do pretty well because I can put it to, my drives now are pretty consistent, like 265, 270.
And, like when you really get a hold of one, you can get 280, 290 out of it too.
Yeah. And maybe I, can do that for us. And, I feel like it's going to be less strain on the other partner.
Of course. Well, it's going to be way easier when we're shooting. We're saying we're both breaking 80.
we got to pump the brakes. I got to break it a couple more times before.
But you broke it with ease at 78, dude. That's pretty solid.
I don't know the slope rating in that course, but I would be surprised if it's a tougher course.
Yeah, it would be interesting what what the slope rating is. No, I have no idea. Like, do you know how they kind of do it? I was asking my uncle when I was playing over the weekend. I know it's like obviously the higher number is way more difficult. But like how they calculate that,
I don't know. I would have to figure that out.
So the better one that I look at is actually the number just to the left or the right of the slope. It usually has slope of 128, and then it's another number of 71.5, something like, for example, and that is a scratch golfer will go there and shoot 71.5. That's a much easier way of doing it. So like if a scratch golfer is going to go play a course rating of 78, well, they're now a 6 over, or like they're now like a 6 handicap essentially.
Which you're in a tough day when a scratch is going +6.
Right, exactly. Right. And then vice versa. If it's a par 72, but it's a 68 rating, well, now the scratch is technically supposed to shoot 4 under.
Right. So maybe a little easier.
Exactly.
I think my course is like a 68.
That would be fair, and also off the tees that you're playing on potentially as well.
Right.
Like
I don't play blues.
Well, anyways, we're not going to take away from the 80. Oh, yeah. You still the 78. You still broke 80, dude.
Yeah. So back on your weekend, I just think overall view, I think our games where we're at going into like some of these events, I feel like we have coming up next year. We get more rounds of golf in. We get, 3, maybe like 5 or 6 more months of this.
Yeah, I'm excited where our games are at.
Which is great because it was abysmal.
It was really bad 5-6 months ago, dude. I was lost.
Not even close to us really like figuring it out. I was shooting like high 80s, low 90s again.
You also shot like 96 at like Ukaipa, like the course you broke 80 at.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, dude, that's a tough number to take on that course, bro.
Yeah, it is, especially when, you're definitely a better golfer than that. But
sure.
You said you were hanging out with your uncle. He's a scratch golfer.
Really good player. Mm-hmm. Obviously, so he played over at UCI back in the day.
Ooh.
So, yeah, the man can play. And very, very into golf. Like, still, he's 62, and he's still, like, working on his swing. He's doing out new feels. Like, he is, like, reading. He reads books. Like,
he loves it.
Oh, he's all about it. And so I'm on cloud 9 when I'm talking to him about my swing, what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because, I've golfed with him probably on average every other year, for the past, 10-ish years or so. So every single time that I like go and play with him, I feel like I'm a good like 3 or 4 strokes better, like pretty consistently. So like when I was like way younger, right, I was probably, I don't know, when we were playing like back in college and like in high school, you know what I mean?
Like at 18.
I think I'd be higher than that.
Really?
Because I would take mulligans. I would improve my lie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I would take breakfast balls. Like not playing too true. Right. I'm shooting 92. So I'd probably be like a 25 handicap.
Gotcha.
That would be my assumption or guess, whatever. But anyways, it's pretty fun like seeing some of the progression and it's exciting whenever I'm going in there and talking to him and I was telling him, taking out 3 wood, doing this kind of feel. He's like, I'm looking at your, head on view and like I can tell you're like loading a lot of your weight on the left side and really compressing the golf ball. Is that kind of a feel that you're trying to go at? I'm like, that's exactly it. And he's like, what are you trying to work on? Like, when you're hitting bombs and this? He's just getting very technical. And so it's fun.
Love that.
It's fun because he's very interesting.
Any good tips he gave you?
You know what? Not really. Not a whole ton.
That's
not
good.
A whole ton.
Because sometimes you come away with nuggets from him.
And yeah, for sure. A lot of good nuggets. Like the whole, like I told him, every single time I play with him, I seem to take a little nugget away. Like you said, like he fixed my putting grip last time because my right hand was so far over the top. He's like, dude, you're kind of fighting your putting grip. Keep that right forearm in line with your left forearm. And then sure enough, I started like the ball just started kind of coming off really, really solid. You kind of already do that. You got like the bent arm. Both arms are like in line. Mine would be more of like this kind of situation.
Got you. Like
where the right
arm's fighting it.
Is above it. So, it's fun. And he's like, well, I like what you're thinking about. I like what you're doing. And the game is kind of showing it too. So I was like, oh, kind of nice. It's just more of a confirmation, which was cool. I shot 83.
Love it.
I played over at Talega. For those of you who don't know, it's a course down in San Clemente.
Tough course for you, dude.
It's a very, very tough course. A lot of blind tee shots, a lot of elevation, a lot of OB, a lot of elevation changes. Yeah, dude, it's just tough. But last time that we played it was about 4 or 5 years ago. Probably. Yeah. Like I'm thinking it was all
me, for sure.
And
I played it before then.
When I played it with Mr. Vavrock as well.
Oh yeah.
I think that was about 4 years ago now.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be my guess.
To Russ.
And that's what it was, dude. Yep. Yeah, we took an L that day, huh?
Yeah, we took an L. He never reminds me. He's always nice about it. He always wants strokes now. It's like,
yeah,
of course.
Of course. Well, you're also playing like so much more than he is too.
Yeah, but I tied him. Barely.
Also, yeah, that's true. He's got a swing it's 240 written right all over it and right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
Never wavering.
No.
But yeah, it's a really, really cool course. But the last time that we played there, I believe was like in November or something like that. And it was all soupy. It kind of sits in a canyon kind of by the beach. And so a lot of like water and, rainfall and drainage, it doesn't drain very well. It seems to be like kind of an older course as well.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, but it just kind of plays to that. So anyways, they got a little bit of a facelift, newer like clubhouse. The course was in great condition because it's in the summer. It was like 85 degrees there, gorgeous, like 10-mile-an-hour winds, 15-mile-an-hour winds.
Sounds like a nice day.
It was really nice. But no range, actually. I like totally forgot about that.
They have a range. You have to drive to it.
You have to drive there though.
Right.
We didn't get there like early enough to like go hit golf balls.
Oh yeah. So you gotta plan a little extra early because the cart takes a hot minute.
Exactly. Well, they actually said like, no, you have to drive there. You can't. I was like, you can't take the cart.
We took the cart last time.
I know, but she said no this time when I checked in. I was like, oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's strange, but maybe
something happened to the.
Who knows?
Track or someone drove off of it and got hurt. Yada, yada, yada.
Sure. Or maybe because it is kind of like that tunnel. I wonder maybe if because of all the rain we got, maybe we had like a mudslide, like filled it up or something.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Got you.
But I thought that was strange because I even asked, can we just drive the cart there?
No.
Like you got to take your personal vehicle.
I bet you could, and she just had no idea what she was talking about.
Probably. Or she just didn't care to explain what was going on, which is fine. We don't need to hit golf balls. We're okay. Point is, though, if we had more time, we would have done it. I just kind of slipped my mind.
Totally.
But gorgeous course, gorgeous day. Shot well. A little rocky to start, but kind of bouncing back. Just a bunch of bogeys on the front. Shot like a 41, I think, or something like that. Or
yeah,
like
the front nine seems to me. I don't know. The whole course is a little difficult, but the front nine seems a little tougher. I don't know, especially depending on what tees you play, it can get pretty long.
So yeah, we played the blues. So I think that was like a 65 or 6,800 yard round.
Seems right.
It's pretty difficult, especially when the wind's blowing a little bit too, because then you're hitting like a lot of. The front has 3 par 3s, and they're very difficult because all of them you're hitting into wind and over water. And so it's really difficult. You're hitting like 180, like 200 yards of the pin. You're like, whoa, this is this is 4 or 5 iron, like over water.
That's
like
tough.
Into wind. This is tough right now. But anyways, I thought it was great because of how challenging it was. And I was actually striking it pretty well too. I'm just pulling up the scorecard right now. So, yeah, I shot a 41 on the front, so 6 over. Not bad. And then I came out, ripped the drive on number 10. It was great.
Nice.
You know, hit like a wedge, just a little bit too far, two putt, and I started catching a little fire. I'm like, okay, I think the game's...
Downhill, gettable par 5 is the next
and then,
one.
Yeah, dude, the coolest par 5, right? This is the highlight hole here, for sure. No doubter. As I get up there, I rip the drive on 10, go to the next tee, rip a drive, and the wind's at the back. And then let's see how far this hole is. 520 yard par 5 here. So I ripped a drive, and then I had 8 iron in.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, I crushed this drive, dude.
How far did they?
So the 8 iron is now playing 190.
Wow, 8 iron 190.
Yeah, 8 iron from 190.
That's hard distance.
194.
You might have to go blades.
I know. Well, you know what though? To be fair, wind is a little bit at my back, and it's going downhill.
Still, that's 20 yards farther than an 8 iron should go.
My 8 iron's my 180 club. It was like a 196 to the pin, but I wasn't even trying to look at the pin because it was way far tucked left.
They put some sucker pins out
Dude,
there.
it's brutal.
Those greenkeepers wake up pissed,
Yes.
man.
Yes. They really did. And it was tough because of how breezy everything was. And then, okay, let me finish this off, but we can touch on how how difficult some of the greens and pin placements were because there was one in particular. But bomb a drive down there. Yeah. 8 iron in from 194, 196, a little downwind, but it's tucked way to the left over the bunker. And I'm riding with my dad at the time, and he's kind of like helping me get this number. I'm like, what do you think? Because he's now invested because I've got an 8 iron in my hand, and I can put something special together.
Right.
And maybe put it to 20 feet and roll in an eagle putt here.
That'd be pretty nice.
But the pin's way in the left, and he's like, dude, just play like middle of the green, and if you hit a draw, then hit a draw, and then you might just end up like right next to it. Right. And sure enough, dude, I hit this thing fucking perfect, flushed it right to the center of the green, peeling a draw back to the pin, and I've got like 10 feet left for eagle.
No.
Yeah, I stuff it in there real tight.
Oh, boy. Okay. We're getting excited now. 10 feet, eagle look.
Yeah. And
swinging a little bit because now Pops is a little impressed.
Pops is
fired up.
He's like, oh, that was a great shot. I'm like,
as much hype you got from him?
Yeah, he's like, that was it.
Oh, that's great.
It's like, yep, that was well done right there.
Oh, that's great.
And yeah, hop in the car. My uncle actually hit a great drive and hit like 3 wood to like the front of the green, and so he's balling out too. And so he like ends up chipping one, and he chips it right next to my golf ball, but he is an inch in front of it. So he's technically, I take that back. I flip it. He chips it like an inch past my golf ball, so I'm inside of his. And so technically he's away. So he gets up there and he's like, all right, Andrew, like, see the drainage system's over here to the right. You know, I think the grain's moving that way. The canyon's moving that way. You know, it doesn't look like it's breaking that much, but it's going to break way more than you think it's going to. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't see any fucking break, dude. It's almost right at it. I was starting to overthink it.
Right.
Because the way the hole is set up is that the bunker that I just hit over is raised up.
Right.
So it looks like it's actually straight because that's kind of level, but the drainage happens way, way further to the right.
Interesting. So he sees the drainage and he's like...
Yeah, and he factors that in.
It's like, it's got to go downhill. It's not going to go uphill.
It's the runoff, too, like of the water, apparently. And so he's picking a line that's like 3 or 4 inches higher than I'm looking at. I'm like, okay. Sure enough, he bangs it right into the back of the cup. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I put my golf ball, it's like, you know, it's like a thumbtack size.
You better
different.
make
like,
this, dude.
And I get up there and I'm like, I have to just put it right on the same line as his. I mean, he hit a putt like it was a little firmer, so I chose a slightly higher line and hit it a little bit softer and went up there and dripped it right in the front, like just perfectly weighted. Beautiful little eagle and cashed out.
Big bird.
And so, yeah, big bird. And so on the last hole, I missed like a 10-footer for birdie.
Oh,
like I got executed the eagle look, like drained a like 10, 12-footer for eags. That was nice. I'm like, oh, I'm starting to kind of heat up right now. This is the game. The game is feeling really nice. But then I went par after that. No, it's not par.
I mean, that's great.
Okay.
But like, I thought you were saying.
Oh, like gonna rattle. Yeah,
Right.
rattle a few more off. I'm like,
Right.
well, I think the difficulty of some of the holes really like showed because there's that 600-yard par or 600 par 5. It's like that weird hole where like there's like a cutoff
Yeah.
right in the middle of like the fairway.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about it.
Blind tee shot.
Blind tee shot, and there's like literally like just basically a cart path to drive through like to the other side of the fairway. But I hit it. I hit the 10-yard fairway actually, and I forgot that there like that thing like came in.
Right.
It was a miracle I kept my ball in play, but I'm playing really well. Missed like another birdie putt from like 7 feet on that hole. I missed like a birdie putt on the next from like 10 or 12 feet.
Tough.
You know, it is a tough situation, but I'm like, dude, I am heating up right now. This is just, I'm just piping drives, ironing or wedging it onto the green to 15 feet, and I'm just like barely missing putts.
And you're just having a good time now.
Yeah, I'm just vibing. This is great. Wind's picking up too, so it wasn't playing wasn't playing very easy either. But then I step up to number 16 and proceed to triple. And then
tough.
And then I end up going to 18 and quadrupling.
Oh, there goes your round.
Yeah. That was tough.
Like into the water twice or something?
I just out of bounds.
Out of bounds
off the tee, had a re-tee. I mean, just could not have been a wider fairway, and like I got lazy or something, and the old swing just kind of kicked in, and I just hit this massive block out of bounds just nailed a house. Thank goodness it did not sound expensive, did not crack a window.
When you nail a house, and you know it's going to the house, and you kind of just look at your group, and you're like,
oh, please, something.
something,
nice.
something like
just a
big
thud.
clack.
Yeah, just a thud.
Right.
Nobody screaming.
Right. No glass breaking.
Right, exactly. So, and then I get up there, whatever, and then I hit a great second shot off the tee. But then I got a flyer lie. I took far less club. I play 15 yards of help actually on this, and I hit it 30 yards of help into the water off the back.
Wow.
Yeah, hit a great chip shot, but then missed that from 6 feet.
Tough.
So that, yeah, I mean, just a little unfortunate how that one got in the water on that second shot. But overall, dude, I would say a very, very successful round. If I just kept anything on the planet on 16 and 18, that would have been a great round of golf. That would have been a break 80.
Totally.
Maybe if I was feeling a little bit better, I was like super hungover because we were just like drinking and shit on Saturday. I don't know. Who knows? I felt like I was hitting. I felt like I was hitting the golf ball well, but dude, some of these pins were ridiculous and like.
Yeah, the course just doesn't play easy. It's fun though. It's a good course. We talked about I think a little bit before, but yeah, it's a good course. And you also went to, which I'm a little jealous of here, the Chargers training camp. You gotta let me know how that was.
Yeah, dude, so sick. I don't know why I haven't been before. Literally, I'm a Chargers fan. I was very upset with myself last year because they practice and train in Costa Mesa.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's at Orange Coast College. It's at like Arthur something, not Arthur Ashe, because that's the U.S. Open over there in New York. Come on now, something like that. But it's so close. It was like an 8-minute drive. I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. Tickets were free as well,
right?
And we just paid $10 for parking.
Great.
Of course, Katie had to get a hat. So, but that's the only other cost.
Right.
We just went there like.
Had to get the hat.
Yeah. $10 for parking, free tickets. It was sick. There? They had like no booze. I was ready to have a couple cocktails actually.
I get it though.
Apparently, because we asked him, I did. I went up there. I was like, "You guys have any like bars or beverages or anything going on out right now?" He's like, "No. We tried to have done that in the past, and it gets a little bit too rowdy."
I can see that,
and it's like they're still trying to like practice. They're still trying to train. Yeah,
right.
They
can't have like drunk guys yelling at them while they're practicing.
Right. Exactly. Or like heckling because it's like technically kind of open. Mm-hmm. Like to the public, right? You could just like purchase a ticket and like you can just go in there,
walk in.
Yeah, but the full setup was great. They have a bunch of like vendors that were going over there. Everything was very, very fairly priced. Like a hat was like $30, like sweatshirt like $40-$50.
Really cool.
Like they had like they had a drum line and like the band playing when you're walking in. Like marketing stuff going on all over the place. They give you a poster. They give you a lanyard. I'm like, dude, this is incredible.
That's really cool.
So it's just like I feel like you're really lucking out and you're scoring big on this event because I feel like you should at least be paying at least $20.
Right, $20 seems reasonable,
right? Like I would have no problem spending $20 to go see a practice, and then now I'm getting all of this stuff for free, technically, like lanyards and posters and whatever. You know, the band's there. So yeah, it was just a really cool event, and the boys are looking good right now. I will have to say.
How did Eckler look?
Eckler looks fantastic. And it's really cool too because I feel like I'm doing like some preseason scouting right now for fantasy. Yeah, I want to touch on that. I almost wanted for a little insider here. Tommy drafted in our Dynasty Fantasy Football League, which is all time, by the way, and I cannot wait to get that thing going again.
Yeah, it'd be fun to talk about.
And you got Quentin Johnston in the first round, I think 6th overall pick.
That sounds right.
Big dog out of TCU. We've been following him for the past year or so because Chris is such a big TCU fan.
Went there.
And dude, my God, did the Chargers do something right? Because the dude,
great.
The dude is a specimen. When we talked last week, when you were saying how skateboarding or tennis players, right? Like, you know, like how the heck do they even like move? Like, I want to go see that in person. Well, this guy was like, oh my God, like he went in motion. And he was like a different kind. He was like a sprinter. You know what I mean? Like super athletic. Almost looked like a gazelle. Like a stallion out there. The man is really athletic. It can straight out fly.
That's insane, man.
No pads on. And it was one of those guys you knew exactly where he was at all times.
How pissed was Chris?
Oh, he wasn't pissed, but he was hyped. Because he's a Charger. He was like, this is fantastic.
Right, but I meant like, you know, your boy.
Well, he's also like, he's over there. He's like, and Tommy's also rock hard right now too, as he should be.
Yeah,
like,
I really think I scored because you know he's gonna stay around. Justin Herbert just got a contract.
Oh, they're going to be buddy for the next 4 years, and that's going to be great things to come.
If Eckler can stay healthy, I feel like the Chargers really have something.
So also, J.C. Jackson is healthy too, is the cornerback that we acquired from the Patriots last year.
Okay.
Tore his patellar tendon. So his like knee just exploded, bro. Like you're done. That would be like your Achilles. That's this thing right in front, right there.
That's real
that tendon.
tough.
Yeah, I feel like that's worse than an ACL.
ACL's no big deal anymore.
Right. I mean, you could still bounce back, but like the patellar tendon, that's just like directly connected to your.
Yeah, it's on everything.
Yeah, dude, it's your quad essentially, and it's crazy.
Don't they have to like attach it again? They can't like rebuild it.
You have to like I don't know how they do
pull it down.
I don't want the EBGBs right now, but yeah, you have to like pull it down. I think you drill it into the bone. Like I don't know what they do, dude, but it's
just barbaric,
right? It really is. But are you gonna walk around without using your quad for like your entire life? You gotta do what you gotta do. Get it done.
Yeah.
So he had that surgery 8 months ago, and he looks great on the field training. Isn't that insane?
It's insane to me, but also like not. I don't know.
I know because the surgeries have gotten so good, and these guys are in such good shape, and the rehab, and like
just not even the surgeries alone have gotten so good. Though body awareness in general is on an all-time high right now.
Sure.
Like the physical therapist, he's probably doing some real experimental weights with water and lifting and running and
he's probably doing like and red light saunas or whatever.
Like whatever he can throw at it. He's got a diet that helps inflammation right now.
Right.
It's like you bounce back from pretty traumatic things pretty fast
when you're just giving it all A+, and
it's your job for a year.
Yeah.
It's like next year I have to play football. My job this year is this knee.
Yeah, and those dudes are like doing crazy like physical therapy workouts.
Yeah, if they care about their job.
For sure. And I think a lot of them actually just, if you're going to do it, you might as well, they want to do it to its entirety. I feel like you don't get to that level.
It's like for your health too, you know what I mean? It's not just like for your football career. Like
for sure.
I don't know. The older you get and you have an injury, you're like, like that. I need to figure that out.
Sure. Take care of that.
That's awesome. I'm really excited for the Bullets this year.
Love it, dude. Herbie's looking and also seeing a quarterback like that caliber as well. It's like again seeing those guys like run, maybe like couple like how big some of these dudes are, And then I can't throw a football to save my life. Like I can, like, don't get me wrong, I can throw a football, but I can't like throw it 50 or 60 miles an hour like some of these guys are doing.
No.
Tight spiral, like on the money, 35-yard throws. Like Herbie's like taking 3-step dropbacks and he's like rocking like, you know, the corner route to the side, like back shoulders. Like it just rep. And they're on the money every single time. Like perfect trajectory and pace. And it's just oh my God, it's ridiculous.
Football's, you know, just such a team cool environment. I do miss like the locker room after football.
Yeah, dude.
You got, like when you're doing like a training camp like that and you know you're prepping for a game and you guys are starting to like catch some strides and there's momentum in the locker room. It's a really great feeling.
I don't know if there's any better feeling in sports, maybe from like other than like winning a championship, but like just your regular win. I think football is your greatest accomplishment.
Oh,
just for any sort of win.
If you were like, we played JV together.
Oh my God, it was all time.
And we had a pretty good team.
Great team.
I think we won our league, didn't we?
Yeah,
we won our division or whatever.
God, look at the Hawks sucked at everything else, but
football.
You know what? I take that back. I don't think. Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
They sure was it D3 or D4?
It was like D4.
Who cares? It's still a title, baby.
Right.
I don't think we did. I think we lost to University in like El Toro in our league for like the championship for league and on JV. But we were good. We had I think it was we were at the top or we just missed out.
Balling.
Mm-hmm.
The only play I remember from that era was you catching a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, that was really cool. Out of the tight end, that drag route across the end zone, they just threw me up a jump ball.
Yeah. That was the only thing I remember was the comeback and the touchdown win.
But take it. I mean, it's the whole gear up. Everyone's getting hyped. There's like no pads that these guys are wearing either, but you can feel the energy building.
Yeah,
like
these guys are starting to feel like something's happening.
Dude, they had like a full speaker system out there, so they're just like bumping rap music, and I'm like, okay, this is a vibe right now.
Yeah, they're just getting reps in. Practice looks so different at that level than it does for, you know, high schoolers.
It
and stuff like that.
It is a well-oiled machine. They know every single positional coach is like on timers, and they like know how many reps of each drill on each side and like each route, and it's just like it's so dialed in. And you got the quarterbacks, and then you got the running backs, you got linemen, D-line, you know, wide receivers, cornerbacks, and DBs. Like it's just like
everyone's got their own coach, their own thing,
and they're just rocking and rolling.
Film room, it's just great. Like if you're really into football, Bustin' with the Boys podcast, one of my favorites. They do a great job of like talking football. They have like some coaches on. That's always fun. Just go like really nerdy football talk, and you kind of get a bit more glimpse at that. That's exciting though for our Bolts.
Yeah, it's good stuff, dude. So I feel like it's got to be this year, and if it's not, it's going to be. We might need to start rebuilding because Keenan Allen's starting to get up there, Mike Will's starting to get up there, but I mean Quentin Johnson, my God, dude. He's special. And we got Mike Williams on the second on the wide receiver chart, and I would go in there and I would say, what are you guys looking at? Mike Will needs to be the 3. Like you can't have Quentin Johnson as a 3 receiver. He needs to be out wide. He's so fast and athletic. Yeah, his route running isn't the cleanest at the moment, but the dude is a pure athlete and can go up and get the football.
Yeah, you also don't want your prospect banging in the middle. Doing a lot of slot stuff right now.
No, you're good. Mike Will is great at that. Just have him find pockets. You know, he just be big, catch the football like across the middle of the field, which is perfect for him.
We need, rebuild is always tough, but you know, none of my teams are doing that great. Yeah, man, sounds like a nice little good weekend there.
Really cool, really good stuff.
Yeah, I didn't do much because we are going to Colorado this week.
I can't wait for this. Actually, whenever I tell anyone that we're headed to Vail, they always freak out and like, oh my God, you're so lucky and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, okay, great.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it worth it, you know. Well, in the Cabbage stuff, you know, the older, I don't know, like living out here in California can be tough at times compared to like, you know, making the same wage and living in Texas or Florida or Nevada. Maybe life's a little easier, but you kind of have to make a choice, right? Like, do I save money, which is probably the smart thing, and not spend it and not do things I want to do, like not travel or whatever. And then at some point you have kids and then those things become harder.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got to push them off. Or do you decide, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
And that was kind of the place we were at. And, you know,
we're in the same boat as well. And also, you know, we got a good friend, Nick, and we love the Camaradas. So it makes it a little bit more of an easy choice to go and support that, because that's also going on. Girls, my broke ass ain't going to Vail.
No, I'm strictly, you know, the only reason we're doing it is just, you know.
And I guess what to your point is there's no other reason why we would go to Vail in the next 5 to 10 years.
Totally.
If it weren't for this wedding. So it's like, you know what? Let's just make it happen. Even
gotta
though
pull the trigger.
Even though it is going to be the smarter move to then like try to save money and like try to do like a, you know, house and blah, blah, blah. But like, you know, at the same time, I feel like you do that 95% of the time anyways. It's like, let's just
have some fun.
We got to go out and do this. Like, I don't know.
Whenever are you going to go back to Vail when we're choosing a vacation?
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, so you had like a nice mellow weekend?
Yeah, I was craving homemade tacos.
Oh, nice, dude.
Not like the, you know,
not ground beef?
Not ground beef. Like
yeah.
asada, chicken, whatever. Did that real quick. Super easy. I got flap meat for super dumb cheap.
I was going to say, dude, is regular ground beef tacos even worth it?
Yeah, they're really good.
They are good.
Yeah.
But like, if you're going to do tacos,
I'm going to keep frozen beef in my freezer and have tacos, if I'm doing tacos, really fast.
That's true. That's very true.
And you're a better cook now than you were back then. So like ground beef tacos has like tomato puree in it for me. It's
true.
Not like
I've done them.
Seasoning.
I've done them recently. They are good. They are good. But like, I feel like it doesn't take that much more effort to do a carne asada tacos, and you're like, now we're cooking.
Yeah. So we just went and got flat meat for like a, you know, I don't know, $9 for a pound and a half.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
Ralph's was having like a super sale.
Oh my God, what a steal.
So we got 2 of those. And I just bought like a little thing of orange juice.
Nice.
Just marinated it in orange juice.
Yeah.
Worcestershire, onion powder, garlic, olive oil, salt, pepper, and soy sauce.
Yeah, you got to put a little soy in there.
And then threw that in there. And then that was it. I cut some onion, cut some cilantro.
And you were just balling. Did you do corn? Did you do corn tortillas?
I did flour.
Okay. You're a big flour guy.
Now I am. I used to be strictly corn. It was always corn for me.
Well, also you're very particular about a couple of things.
Right.
In restaurants, you would always get corn.
This is exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
At restaurants, because you cannot go to a Mexican restaurant that is, you know what, like if it's Taco Bell, okay, who cares? You go get a flour tortilla. It does not matter.
Family joint, not that big of a deal either. If you're going to a real Mexican restaurant or you're doing street tacos, it has to be corn.
Yes, has to be.
Especially if they're making their own corn tortillas. You're not going to ask for flour.
Right. There you go. That's the only like stipulation in this whole thing.
Because if you go buy corn tortillas off a grocery store shelf,
they are so
10
bad.
10 out of 10 times they're always trash.
They're awful. If you ever find a good corn tortilla like company, let me know, because
the only one is Trader Joe's that I have success with.
Really?
That's the only one I like.
Do they taste good?
They do.
Okay.
You just got to catch them on the right batch, you know, like the good freshness.
You just like, if they go 1 or 2 days, like too long, like they're just unusable.
I heard the good tip to make them crispy though.
Okay.
From Maddie Matheson.
Okay.
So just heat up an oven. I know the exact temperature. You can look it up. Let's just say 400. It's probably not that hot. You put a rack underneath with foil on it, or not. A sheet tray with foil, and you put a taco oiled up over the oven rack.
Oh,
and you skip 2, like one spot, so it's flat, and then you just.
I did see that. I watched that video actually,
and I was like, "Oh, that's genius."
That is really smart.
If you want to crisp up a taco,
that is really smart, because you don't want to go and like how to like fry them and shape them, and it's just so much work.
I just cover them in olive oil and I put them on a sheet tray and I throw them in the oven.
Nice. That's a good little tip right there.
And I try to stuff things with a bunch of cheese and meat, and I just try to flip them, and then that's how I make them crispy.
Gotcha.
But
gotcha.
So did the carne asada, fire, made some chicken, and the chicken was like a little under seasoned. Bought some like already seasoned chicken.
It's all right. You can always you got everything at your disposal.
And the breasts were like pterodactyl breasts.
Dude, what is up with the chicken breast these days, bro? I feel like these things are just like from there's no way that thing's coming from a chicken.
I got behind a butcher's case. I thought he was grabbing 2. It was, I swear to God, like it was.
It's the size of your. It's like the size of your shoe, bro. Some of these things are fucking massive.
Like the size of my calf muscle. I'm like, what bird do they fucking take out for this breast meat? It was crazy. I'm like, and when you look at that now, like as a college kid, this is awesome. These like saltwater chicken breasts you would get, and they'd be like twice the size of a normal chicken breast.
I fucking hated those things, dude.
But you're like, you know what? Like,
but they're $2.29 a pound. Like, right. You're not upset about that at all,
right? And now real chicken looks like
it's dainty almost,
right?
Like these guys are roided out, bro. Right. Like they are just
I saw this guy. Like,
are fucking tearing through tees and fucking doing the whole Superman shit, like
pushing another chicken into the lockers, dude. This guy's a bully.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just a mean chicken. And anyways, I kind of butterfly him. I butterfly him twice.
You have to.
And I just throw a bunch of buffalo seasoning on it, basically.
Oh, okay.
We had some like Zest God, I think it's called, or Zest King.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Buffalo,
to do with like the sunglasses on. Yeah, I've seen that.
Buffalo on it, and just cumin, paprika. I just wanted a bunch of red to brighten the color up.
Yeah, it's a big color thing for Mexican food.
Right, and just hit it with olive oil, dude. I'm screaming barbecue, 600 barbecue.
I love that. You need the char. You need the char.
So hot. I took a grill grate out, had the whole thing cooking, full of food. It was great. There's something like just
that sounds fantastic, dude.
Under $100, and we fed like 6 people.
Unbelievable. Yeah, isn't that like some of the best finds when you can like do like a lot of quantity and it's still very good? It's the same thing like the barbecue. I was amazed. Right. Amazed. Like everything was like, $80 or whatever, and it was like feed 15 people. It was like, what the heck? This is nuts.
It's always nice when you can do that because you're like, that $100 wouldn't have gone nowhere. Went to the grocery store. By the way, grocery stores. Why do we have them anymore? Just let me give you a list and you do the grocery shopping for me. I can't stand grocery stores, dude. I get lost in them.
What is your dude? What is your beef? You tell me like you're going when you hit me with a text and you say, dude, I got to go to the store today. I'm like, yeah, just go to the store. But you make it seem like it's this insurmountable task.
It's impossible.
Then I'm like, dude, what are you doing in there? Like,
I don't have money. So one, like going in there, I'm just like looking at my money, like leave my pocket.
Right. Okay. Sure. But you got to feel way better about that because you think about what $80 or $100 gets you at a restaurant versus $100 of what you were able to do this past weekend. When you're like, okay, this ain't that bad. Look at it that way.
I get totally. It saves the grocery store a bit for me, but like in general, I have to go to a grocery store and I'm like,
dude, I'm in there max 40 minutes.
I know. I went recently. I was like hour and 20 because I had to go 2 different places.
See, that's ridiculous. I'll get in
They're
and
next
out
door to each other.
Yeah, but still, you got to check out twice, and you got to get a cart twice.
Yeah,
that really adds a lot of time.
Trader Joe's because we just don't do the protein from Trader Joe's. We do most of the stuff at Trader Joe's, but then we gotta get like protein, olive oils,
right?
Like at
you got to do all that. You got to do it. Okay, I was gonna say you got to do all that at Costco.
Yeah, Smart and Files where we go for that.
Okay,
so we can use chicken breasts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mean to cut off on your rant there because I really want to hear this, but I feel like you got to just get in there, get out. You have the list, right?
I do.
See, the list is not where it's at. If I have a list, it takes me twice as long.
Yeah, but then I forget things.
I just go walk down every single aisle and just like I'm just scanning, and I just kind of know. Because I'm doing all the cooking.
I'm not a grocery store savant. I can't walk up and down the aisle.
Maybe I'm trying to give you a couple nuggets here.
Yeah, your nuggets aren't working.
No,
I'm not gonna go down the candy aisle and be like, yeah, I don't need anything down here. Okay, I gotta have a list.
Okay, well, I'm not going down the candy aisle or the ice cream aisle. I'm going down.
Going down those. And you're going down every aisle. You best believe I'm going down the candy aisle. So I gotta stick to the outsides. Stick to the outside. Grocery lanes is where I live, and I forget things, so I'll go on my list.
That's the worst,
and I'll be like, I forgot limes. That's all the way on the other side of the store.
Yeah, that's why it takes me twice as long when I got a goddamn list, and it pisses me off.
You're just a savant, and that's fine. Other than that, man, I watched Barstool Golf.
I was gonna say before I move on here, I do want to say because I don't want to leave the pterodactyl chicken without any love here. Are you getting the Costco organic packaged chicken?
Do
Do you have a Costco membership?
I do not.
Okay, well, whenever I go, then I'll get you some of this chicken, and it is fire. It's really good. It's like air chilled, and then they like vacuum seal it away, so you can get like pounds of it. It's like $4.69 a pound or something like that.
Okay.
It's organic, which is really nice, and it's like whatever the free range or whatever chicken. It's really solid.
How many breasts are in the package?
It's like 2 or 3.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it gives you like a 3 or like a 6-pack of this thing. And you're like, oh, this is really solid, and it's like $30-$40, and it's like a ton of chicken.
How do you defrost your meat?
I usually actually only cook poultry at home. And so, like, when I'm working at home.
Right.
So I just pull out the whatever. It's like I usually do 2 packets of chicken, and that's like meal prep day. And then I just leave them in the sink. I like take them out at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's what we do. We take them out at like 8, and then we come home, it's defrosted.
If I were to, okay, that's smart. Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, like they're such big packets, and like they're airtight, and they're cold when you come back too. So
Right.
But the right way to do it is put it in the fridge. But I don't have the foresight for that. You know.
Also, like I'm sorry, I don't have all day.
Right. You're not, dude. It takes 2 days.
Yeah.
To do that. I just don't have that time.
I have my meat in the freezer. It's thrown out on a plate. We leave in the morning. We come back. Chicken's defrosted. I'm making dinner.
Yeah, and it's fine. We're alive.
Does it smell awful when I open the package? Sometimes.
Oh, God, dude.
Sometimes.
Oh, God.
Sometimes.
See, that's
it doesn't
tough.
smell great.
See, when you're working from home, then you don't have to leave it for those extra 2 to 3 hours.
Even if I'm working from home, I'm still doing it.
8 a.m.? But you got to do like a 10 o'clock maybe.
Okay.
Maybe save yourself those couple hours.
I mean, I'm not sick yet from it, so we're good.
True. But then I also like, it's nice to then cut it when it's semi-frozen though as well. As I butterfly it semi-frozen, way cleaner cuts, and then I throw it in a marinade, and then it can hang out for 2 hours and still come up to temp.
Do you marinate your chicken before cooking it the day of?
Oh yeah.
Wow, man. You're really about your business.
Oh, dude, when I'm working from home, yeah, I'll throw it in the marinade at 3:30 or 4 o'clock probably.
That's really
I'll
about
do
your
all
business.
like the Thanks, buddy.
I just throw on a sheet tray. Our weeknight.
What are you
meals
putting
sheet
on
trays. Potatoes, broccoli, onions.
All sheet tray?
All
You gotta marinate the chicken, dog.
Salt and pepper, some other seasonings on a tray. I make the big thing I do now is I make a Greek yogurt sauce.
Okay, there you go. Thank God you
With
got some sort of
fresh
sauce. I'm like,
herbs
dude,
outside.
that's great. Then that's great.
That's all I do.
That's perfect. That's all you
Some
need.
lemon.
That's all you need. Chicken,
Yeah.
lemon, yogurt, I think is one of the most goated combos.
What's your marinade?
I'll change it up. Like today I did a soy sauce, fish sauce, ginger.
Fish sauce.
Yeah.
You just have fish sauce laying around at your house?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then I did like a mirin. So I did like an Asian, like Thai-ish, like Thai style with like a little sweetness. And then I did miso vegetables. I were pretty bomb over.
You go for it, dude.
I really
love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I just don't. If I'm cooking and I'm feeling like it, great. If I'm not, like I just don't want to do it.
I was feeling it today. I don't know. It was.
So as you wake up, you're like, I feel like cooking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like being on the barbecue all weekend, so just did that.
Right, and after that, you're like, I'm tapped out. I'm good. I didn't cook it all over the weekend, so I'm like, okay, I'm ready to kind of get after this a little bit.
Cooked all
tons of
weekend
garlic
was nice.
and yeah, that's a lot of cooking, dude. And like it's tiring because you're on your feet. It's a lot of like focus. You have to like you got to be very organized when you cook.
Totally.
You can't just be walking in there blind.
I also been trying to get better. Is I'm really bad at like meat. Like I over mise en place before cooking.
Oh, really?
So like I try if I want to speed my cooking up, I don't need to like cut everything, put in a thing.
Sure.
Cut everything, put in a thing. Just do it while it's going.
Yeah.
Turn
exactly.
things on, take it off the heat if you need to for a second. Throw it back on the heat.
Right. I'm good at that when it's just when I'm cooking for like myself and Katie.
Right.
Once you start throwing in like an extra 2 people,
No, I'm mise en place.
yeah, now I have to because it's more of the quantity as well, right? Like
Right, and you want it to be really, really good, and you don't want to walk. You're really not going to walk away from it. You don't care if it's like
if you're cooking for a couple other people,
Right.
You also want to be talking at the same time and not just be locked away for an hour and 30 minutes or an hour.
doing your cooking.
Exactly.
I always feel
exactly.
like I come out like it's a war zone sometimes in that kitchen.
But yeah, I hear you though. The mise en place is huge before like people will come over or whatever. That's great. Then you just have to do a couple of things.
Right, and I love a perfectly clean kitchen.
I do too.
It's really tough for me to have dishes in the sink now.
Want none of that.
Like because I have an electric stovetop. It's always buffed down at the end of the night. Like it's tough for me when I like there's things in and around that area because I feel like I just can't cook.
Yeah, you feel like, and you can only focus on how dirty that thing is, or why do I not have this space? This space should be free.
Right.
Like I need this space right now.
Right. So annoying. But yeah, so I watched the Corn Ferry Tour. People who don't know the Corn Ferry Tour is, it's like the D League. It's AAA baseball, but for golf. And Barstool Sports hosted a tournament this time. They did the full TV coverage, Thursday to Sunday. They had some of their own reporters, like their, broadcasting. They had on the field talent. They had post round. It was a full on, just a normal.
They
golf
had the
tournament.
full production, dude. It was unbelievable to see. Really cool.
First time Barstool has ever done anything like that. They have hosted other events and other things, and those went well. This was the first, I could be wrong, semi-pro event. I mean, they're professional golfers, but they're not, on the PGA Tour.
Oh, they're making money.
They're making money, so they're professional golfers.
They're making good money.
So I guess semi-pro, wasn't right, but professional golfers for sure.
I didn't mean like that your term was wrong, but like it's I don't know, it's just that division just below the PGA Tour. But these guys are balling. I will say it's probably the one event I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen, an Instagram page, like this company. It is a company now, but Foreplay and Barstool was like, it's just crazy how they were running it, how they got that gig.
And
because
to me, it's like a perfect fit.
Yeah, it's great.
Like I really think, yes, it'd be cool if Barstool Golf hosts a PGA Tour event, like maybe a Pro-Am, who knows, down the line, so far in the future, But right now, the Corn Ferry Tour, I feel like is a perfect place for them. There's almost no coverage on it already. Barstool's great at making you fall in love with things and building characters and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, and just having a little bit more fun with
right,
it
and
as well.
It's supposed to be a bit more fun. This is really serious, but at the same time, it brings that perfect market for what they could do.
Exactly, because that it's not, and it's not to knock on the Corn Ferry because these guys can fucking
ball.
They went
play.
like
20 something under.
Dude, they can ball out. They are professional golfers making good money. Like they're fine, but it is not the best of the best. There's no to my knowledge, there's not like any majors. I'm sure there's like heightened events and whatever, but it does give that like little bit of an X factor into already good golf and like up and coming golfers, right? And like it really elevates and like lifts the interest and maybe some, correlates to some viewership. I'm sure.
I mean, the Corn Ferry Tour, is really cool. The way first off, they did a spectacular job. Through and through, I thought it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, you said you watched a lot of it on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they did a great job with the social media because you kind of had a feeling you knew what was going on. The hype, the shots, and reactions from people was all awesome. You felt like you were part of the event without having to fully watch and engage.
Yeah.
The streams were like 3.5, 4 hours. So it wasn't like a golf event where you're like, okay, this is
watching this for like 9 hours.
9 hours.
Like, oh my God.
And they it was a close event, went playoff holes.
I did see that.
So that was super cool. Everything about it just was really well done. And I think it's a perfect fit. But the cool thing about it is they all play for the top 30 players get their tour cards. So if you're not in the top 30, you don't get your tour card. So not only are you caring about someone winning the event, they also have the storyline of like this guy was 122nd before entering this tournament. If he wins this tournament, he's going to be 32nd place with 3 or 4 tournaments a year to go. The PGA Tour card,
and it sets him up for the rest of the year and the following year.
And so not only do you care about like, oh, this tournament was pretty special. Now you're cheering for people just to make a cut.
Sure.
Or like not make a cut, but like make like numbers and do well because finishing in a high spot matters a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And for like normal PGA golf, you don't get that. Like,
well, You kind of do, though.
But you're not like the bottom players. You're not like cheering for them to keep their card.
Yeah, that's true.
When's the last time you cheered for someone to keep their card?
I would say Ricky.
Okay, that's true.
But
Other than
apart
Ricky?
from that, there are not many.
There's very few players.
It's fun to root for the Cinderella story. It's always is, right?
Totally.
So like that is.
But you were hoping they win it. You're not
Right.
hoping like, oh, like, someone got third. Great for him. Like, that's awesome. Good for him. Gonna change his life. But that's like the difference of getting third in this tournament means he's gonna be a professional golf, like on the PGA Tour next year.
Which is dope. It's a really cool storyline to follow. I didn't know it was actually 30 golfers.
It's top 30 golfers get their tour card.
Okay.
And we know the best amateur golfer in the world anywhere gets the like scholastic sponsorship thing that the PGA Tour does now, where you automatically get your card.
Right.
No Corn Ferry.
So then, does that mean that 31 tour cards are handed out every year?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
There's like one like that's crazy. We have to wait because I think it's only college players who get it, but I think it's the best amateur golfer in the world.
Yeah, we have to fact check that.
We'll fact check that and get back to you
because I'm not I'm not entirely certain about that.
But anyways, it was super fun to watch. I thought it was a great idea. It's just another really cool movement in golf with a lot of like uncertainty and weird news. I'm almost over it on the golf Twitter world. The whole live
It's
merger,
out of control.
PGA Tour.
I'm so done.
It's like you're pushing me away from like caring. Like it's even like you gotta like chill. Like everything just needs to stop. Everyone needs to stop talking about it.
It's such a whining everything. It's just a big tug of war all over the place, and it's like
you guys are all gonna get paid. If you're in the top 50 best players in the world, 60 best players in the world in both leagues, like you're gonna make money. Like sorry you didn't accept the Saudi money at first, and I'm sorry that the Saudi league live is gonna be.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna make $1 million or $30 million a year. Like you're gonna be okay.
Right.
Like,
just go hit some golf balls. Like at this part, like just go enjoy it.
And I'm so over the whole. Whenever I turn on and open up Instagram, it says I feel like it's a new Phil Mickelson like tweet, and I'm just like, and I can't do any more of those tweets. Like I'm just so over it. I'm just done.
Yeah. Like right now for me, like, my golf like watching and viewing like hype is dying.
Well, also, I wanted to talk to you about this as well. I feel like we need to have a great FedEx Cup tournament for the PGA Tour. Has to happen.
We need something.
Because
all the majors have sucked this year.
All of the majors have been extremely boring.
Ryder Cup better be good.
And we have the Ryder Cup. So at least I got a little bit of hope here. But for the most part, it's been much, much more of a letdown. But maybe because last year I thought was so great.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do think that was a really cool thing for Barstool and Foreplay. I love seeing Frankie and Trent, the two guys that we follow the most on Foreplay, I would say. And we've also talked about their videos and stuff on the pod. They do a really good job.
Yeah, it's fun. They put whoops on them, so they gotta check their heart rate monitors.
I saw that, bro. And Trent like clocked like a 185, like heart rate. And he's just walking.
It's like 3 beats per minute, and they all went like
yeah.
Wow, man, that's a fast heart rate.
And so kudos to them because they really did do a great job of highlighting the funny parts, and how, enjoying the experience, and they're geeking out and they're having fun with it, and you felt the genuine joy of them wanting to be there and doing it. I didn't even watch a single minute of it, but I just watched their Instagram.
They multiple times, like when they were doing the playoff holes, they're all making jokes like, there goes my plane, like it's flying overhead for them. And they're just like, but I couldn't be more happy, like more excited to be there. And you could catch Frankie and Trent like high-fiving on the camera behind them when someone hit a cool shot. It just was really awesome that they went playoff holes. Someone who's never won it. Couldn't remember the guy's name. They should just Corn Ferry Tour should just hire Barstool.
Yeah, they should. Or like a partnership or something.
Something where they could come do like 2 or 3 tournaments a year on their majors.
Yeah.
It's just going to grow that brand.
It's also setting... There's so many people that are very much into Foreplay golf. Like, they have a big following. It's just going to bring more...
And not just that, but Barstool.
Yes, for sure.
Right. Like, Barstool has a huge following. PGA Tour.
It's just going to bring more people and more of the younger generation into the golf world.
Yeah, man.
So if they're worried about the golf sports dying, well, just do that.
Right.
Just hire Barstool.
Just do something different. Like get Bob Does Sports to come announce a couple tournaments.
I think this is one of their moves. I think this is because we talked about this a while back ago. We need to get a revamp. We need to get some more excitement in the game. And they're talking about make the game more youthful and blah blah blah. And this is a great way to do it.
A lot of people and thinking in sports and MLB before they implement rules, they throw them through the farm systems first. And they see how they do. And then they implement the rules. So like the pitch count, percentages, numbers all prove to be much better, and it has been. All the rule changes in baseball is like saving baseball.
It's
right
night
now.
and day, dude. It's so nice,
so much better. But why don't they do that for the PGA Tour for entertainment? Why don't they throw people in the Corn Ferry Tour, like Bob Does Sports announcing, Barstool Golf,
and they would eat that up, and they would go all out for it because it's a good look for their company, their brand.
Right. And then they see, they spiked this much viewership. We can expect them to do double that on a main event, and then have them do for some events that you don't care about, like the John Deere Classic, would be much more interesting if hosted by Barstool Golf.
Right. And then you're like,
and you can
boom.
get them to co-announce. You can watch it on a different channel. It's on their YouTube page.
I would love if they had a segment of Bob Does Sports or Barstool at the Waste Management Open.
Right.
That's a match made in
Get
heaven
Barstool
right
Golf, or I would have Bob Does Sports on Waste Management.
Just stick them on like the 16th hole.
With Colton host?
Yeah. And just have them go crazy.
3-4 guys just sitting there.
Yeah. And just have them go crazy for one hole. And just have them just work that one hole.
You can do it on different streams. Like, it's not, to me, it just seems like a no-brainer. There's a thing in video games. It's called watch parties.
Okay.
So, like, Scump, who's a Call of Duty professional player, who's now retired, can watch the professional live stream, like the professional TV broadcast, and he can show it on his stream, and you can watch him watching it.
I see.
And you can get live commentary. Like, he's telling you what he's seeing and how he feels about what's happening.
Oh, interesting.
And
so, wait. It's not about... Because sometimes when they're like going and doing these like Twitch streams, obviously like they have like his face is like in the corner.
It's also like the Manning cast when they did Manning like Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Okay, it's kind of like that.
Thing.
Got it. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think they should do that for golf.
And you're looking at it through a different like. Obviously, Scump was regarded like one of the best, if not the best, Call of Duty players of
all time.
Yeah,
and
it's so sick because he's also really knowledgeable, and you want to see what.
He might find it more interesting than the announcers that game.
Right.
He brought on, he brings on his old teammates. He's having drinks. So, like, he's having
really
fun.
cool.
And they're really into it.
Right.
It's their team, or whatever. And you can do the same thing where Bob Does Sports. You can throw them on a random booth somewhere and let them announce. Let them have fun. And you you might not have it on your main channel, but it shouldn't matter because you're just bringing more eyes to the game of golf.
Right.
To me. But anyways, that's a fun little topic we went on there.
Yeah, I love that, dude.
You know what?
Put us on a hole.
Yeah.
I'd go crazy, bro.
Oh my God, that'd be all day.
Yeah.
We sit there when you come up with the craziest stuff. Like you can think about people who can fill up 5 hours, 6 hours in a day, 3 hours. Maybe you go up in the last 15 holes or whatever.
Easy.
And
put us out with the morning crew. Whatever.
I wouldn't even care.
Yeah. Just put us out there. It would be all time.
And yeah, you guys could, if you don't, just call us if you guys need us to help you revamp the PGA Tour. But, buddy, I feel like, we had so many topics written down. I think we're just going to save this and let's jump right into our 3 worst today, buddy.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
I think we just jump right into this 3 worst right here.
We don't want to burn through all the topics. I feel like this has been a nice, fun, loving podcast right now.
Conversation.
Yeah, it's been great.
I don't think we need to talk about the other things right now.
But now looking ahead, though, we can cue this one up here for the 3 worst, and we're thinking ahead on this one a little bit, and
right.
it's going to be the 3 worst things about an airplane, not just an airport, solely the airplane, like from boarding, actually, and then exiting the airplane. So it has nothing to do with the luggage, really, like outside the plane,
right?
Nothing to do with the airport.
Complaints.
And the one thing that we both agreed upon. And we, it was really cute. We said 1, 2, 3. What's your most obvious thing? And we turned to each other and was like leg room. We say, okay, perfect.
Right,
the comfortability.
We can't have that in our ones here. So,
Right.
Buddy, why don't you take us away here for your 3 worst things about an airplane?
Number 3 for me is on the list because I just know how bad it is, and it's only if I really have to do it, which is the bathroom.
Yeah.
Bathroom is...
I thought about that one. It's not on my list.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I have one written down, and I don't really love it, so I got rid of it, and I went with bathroom instead.
Okay.
I did a little last-minute call, and I'm happy with that, because the bathroom has saved me once or twice before.
For sure.
Like, it's been too hot in the plane. On an awful flight from Rome to... or not from Rome, from America to Rome. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the flight was the day before the airline went under.
And you're, oh God, dude. And you're flying like Ryanair, fucking Spirit or whatever.
Air Italia.
Yeah, like, what is going on?
It was just so tough.
I will have to say, one of the better things about commercial flying is you go with Southwest, and yeah, you might get some like pretty subpar service and whatnot here or there. Mm-hmm. But you know what you're gonna get.
Like these shitty flights that just crank them out all day long, at least you know you're going to get on the flight for the most part.
And like you have a 98% chance of like getting your luggage.
Right. And
that's pretty good odds
you're going to take. I mean, you get on a Delta flight, American Airlines right now, like those things are struggling.
Are they?
Yeah,
oh, really?
Like Air Canada is like behind. I heard awful things about all these types of, travel airports.
I'm looking at 2 that are in the price range, and it's always Southwest and always American.
Southwest and Spirit. American if I have to. American's tough.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. The pricing's nice though, and I feel like
that's why they're tough.
I haven't had any mess ups though.
Maybe some international travel going on. I hear some things.
Okay, gotcha.
But anyways, no bad bathrooms.
Yeah.
I've thrown up in the bathroom before after Vegas, hungover.
Saved you.
It's tough. But tough luck. You're that guy throwing up in the bathroom on a flight to Vegas.
Wait, you threw up on you? Was this back from the bachelor party?
No, this was back from the last time I was in Vegas.
Oh God.
It was partying with Phil and Matt. And
you come back ruined.
It's...
There's no restraint to your game out in Vegas. It's balls to the wall, bro.
I don't know why this happens. It's so bad because my wife's like, please don't come home sick. Please don't come home injured. Like, just come home. And I've had to like turn like the switch around. Like, 'cause I'm not going to be able to come to Vegas because I'm coming back torn meniscus, throwing up on planes,
yeah, dude.
Hungover for days. Like, it needs to chill out because for whatever reason,
it's shocking too because I think you've been 30 for the last 5 years mentally, and then you get to Vegas, and it's just it's free game, and it's going wild, and we're ripping shots out of handles, and like,
oh yeah.
It's 20 drinks a night. Like it's
tough. I don't know what happens to me out there.
It's the stimulation. You're like, I'm not feeling these drinks. And you're just throwing those things back.
Yeah, but like I'm never like throwing up from
no,
like
never.
One time from hangover.
You've only thrown up once, and so like it never gets out of control. But it's to that edge, and it's going for like 6 to 8 hours, and like not just
redlining it.
Yeah, not just that's a great term. You're redlining that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm drinking a lot. I'm hungover. Don't get me wrong, but there is something about the stimulation for me where also like I know I can walk back to my hotel no matter what. I think that's what does it for me. Like I know how I can get home.
Right.
And that makes it easier for me.
Totally.
I'm like, I'm only like a 20-minute walk.
And you're like, no big deal. I need to walk this thing off anyways.
Right. Because I can't walk straight. Anyways, number 2 for me. Something flights have stopped doing, which is like no food. No food on like East Coast to West Coast flights.
Not even
really snacks, like peanuts and pretzels.
That always kind of makes it because I would love a ginger ale and like peanuts or pretzels, and like boom, that's.
But I need something more for 8 or 9 hours. I need some. You got to throw something at me. Maybe a sandwich.
That's where I'll do my homework, and I'll actually go and get like a sandwich. I'll eat half, and then I'll keep the other half, and I'll eat it like 3 or 4 hours in.
That's great. Good moves. But I assume there might be something on the plane for me.
Yeah, you would hope so. So yeah, no food. I like that.
That's tough. Number 1 for me would be no in-flight entertainment.
Oh, that's such a good one.
So if I'm in a flight that's longer than like 2 hours and there's nothing for me to watch on your little monitor. Because normally I download videos and shows on Netflix and just do that. But let's just say I'm not feeling something I downloaded and I need to have the option. There's TV sometimes on there. So on a huge flight home on Sunday, you can watch golf.
And that's huge.
That's so nice.
Right, that's big time.
Right.
Because you're not going to be doing anything anyways. You're like, I'm just flying and now I'm just watching TV. This is fantastic.
That's everything.
Yeah, that's such a big call out. And I feel like, why does it feel like airplanes are now becoming less and less technology forward? Is that just me?
Yeah, we're regressing as
I felt like every flight I went on, there was always a TV, and now I'm like getting it half the time.
Big TVs on like the front of the plane that everyone used to be able to watch together.
I think that's when you're going to Hawaii.
Oh,
I think that's the Hawaii.
I only remember
situation.
like one or two of those. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, and those are like, whoa, this is nice.
Yeah.
Like this is insane.
Yeah, I haven't been on my flights I've done from the California to the New York have all been just treacherous travel.
Really?
Just I'm always coming back sick from the flight, all that stuff. So, you know how that is.
Yeah. I don't know. I love that list though, dude. I really do. That's a rock solid list. We don't have a single thing.
That's great. Give me your number 3 here. Buddy.
Wow. Okay. Let's get this thing going. And yeah, here we go. Number 3. I've got something. This is more of just a personal, just annoying situation. And when it happens to you, it's obvious it's just a bad time, and you can't shake it. You can't really say anything. And it is when you got a kid or a baby around you.
Yeah, it's tough.
And like to a certain extent, I can always block it out, always. But it's when it's like a 5 or 6 hour flight, and they get a little. It's like it has nothing to do with them. I'm starting to lose my mind too, and I'm a grown. What I like to think it would be, I'm a grown ass man.
Hey, you know what? I don't.
Right?
We gotta stop apologizing. It's annoying.
It is. It's
I'm
annoying,
sorry.
and I'm losing my mind. But like, they're like,
I get it. It's hard for you too. I can only imagine what you're going through. Like, God bless your soul that you're doing this, but it's annoying. It's like other people's dogs. Your dog, nothing wrong. It's your dog. You love your dog. Other people's dogs are annoying.
Sure. And like, it's one of those things where if I got a kid kicking the back of my seat, I've actually gone and grabbed like a kid's leg before. I don't know who it was. I flipped the switch and lost it, and like just kind of grabbed him, just like that was it. Just like a little like, yo, dude, stop.
And did he stop?
And he stopped. Thank God, because
the mom and dad didn't step in.
No, I mean, I think they were like over there somewhere else, dude. Like they were, letting the kids kind of have a ball. And I'm just getting rained terror on, and just the dude's kicking it like a fucking drum set, bro. It's crazy. I just flipped out and I lost it. So it doesn't happen often.
You had to check. You big dick the kid behind you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I'm proud of, but it had to be done.
I broke a kid's seat one time. In an international flight back to Rome, Madison gets behind this kid, and this kid's already like throwing his seat back.
Right.
I look at Madison. I'm like, I need you not to do that.
Yeah.
And we switch, and I get behind the kid. And I just end up putting my knees in the back of the chair, and I'm like, there's no way he's coming back on me on
right.
this.
Yeah.
He tries the first time, and the seat just like locks and stops in place. And he couldn't even move it. It was actually sitting like this a little bit. I like snapped it like into place. Like there's no chance this kid's coming back on me.
So good. That was going to be my honorable mention. Actually, is like I get into my seat and I go in straight defense mode immediately. That is my first move.
Armrest mine.
It's armrest, and it's well, I don't really care too much about the armrest because I'll actually pick window more times than not. But I will firmly cement my knees on their chair because there's no chance in hell that you're backing up even an inch right now. I can't do it. I can't afford an inch. It's if I give that away, if I give them an inch, they're going to take a fucking mile, dude. And I cannot let them do that. So that's kind of like my honorable mention when someone is like already getting in there and just like rocking the seat back.
Yeah,
it's like, dude,
tell you to sit up right before we even get going.
Dude, come on. Like, seat in your upright position, sir, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so number 3, baby crime, but it's really when like there's a kid kick in the seat. That to me is just
Love it.
over the top.
So annoying kids on planes.
Yeah, that's my number 3 here. Number 2, actually, and it's happened to me a little bit more recently, actually, but it's just the lack of airflow sometimes.
Yeah, why crank this AC?
Like, why is hot air coming out of the AC right now?
Why do I feel like a sardine?
I'm also someone that runs notoriously cold.
Right.
And like, if you're in this position, you're going to be hanging out with the stewardess the whole time.
I had to go run to the bathroom. I hid in the bathroom. Like it was cold in the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So that's my number 2.
Crank the AC,
please.
If I'm sitting in here dying while we're not going anywhere,
dude, and you're hot, and then like obviously, like, dude, I feel like it's always comes down to a junk situation as well.
Totally.
And the junk is just it's hot. And it's just you're doing it no favors. Right, exactly. And you can't spread out, and it's just you're locked in.
I abuse my poor wife.
I'll do the whole thing where I'll put my leg maybe on top of the other person's leg for at times.
Really?
Yeah, that's a good move. Put the armrest up. And then you got like someone sitting right next to you. It's Madison. You put your leg right there.
I don't think I'm that mobile, dude. And also my legs.
No. If I'm that mobile, you got a little more hip mobility than I do.
Okay, you're right. I can pick it up, but my leg is heavy. Put that button on there.
You're not talking for an hour because you're not sitting very comfortably. But it's more just a slight position change. It's kind of nice.
Do you guys ever play in the movie at the same time?
Yeah, of course.
You guys watch the same movie at the same time?
Of course. I mean, we actually don't fly often with one another.
Don't really either.
And when we did, it was around in Europe, so the flights were only an hour.
Right.
So honestly, we haven't really even flown that much together.
Yeah,
just small trips. Fun. So that's in my number 2 is just lack of airflow. It's got to be better. And if it's not there, what are we doing? My least favorite thing, most hated thing is there's nothing worse when you're getting on a plane. And let's say it's not just your hour, your hour-long flight to Vegas. You're flying like a decent 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. And you get the way over the top friendly neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
It is out of control. I cannot stand it.
Yeah, we got one, Chris and I, on the way from Arizona back to California.
Thank God you guys did. I probably would have told the dude to shut up or the gal to shut up. I don't know. I don't have any restraint for that. And like, quite frankly, they're talking to me and I will put my headphones in.
Right, like, this isn't chatty time, buddy.
No.
Like, hey, how you doing?
And also, like, I'll just be like, yo, dude, I just came home. It's my bachelor party. Like, I just coming home, and I'm really hungover and banged up right now.
Like, just don't even talk to me.
Yeah, please leave me alone.
Yeah.
And I'll end it right there. Like, I have no shame in doing that. I'll let them.
Awesome.
We'll go for 5 minutes.
Right.
Great. You got kids, whatever. Where you from? Awesome. You going to? You going from? All right, great. That's it.
Right.
That's all I got.
Then you're back into whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and that it's usually listening to a podcast, closing my eyes, and trying to fall asleep. And
which you're great at.
And get this thing over with, right?
Love it.
That's my list there, dude.
Great list, buddy.
Wow, that was a banger of a topic right there.
That was a good one.
Good three words.
We got into that pretty nicely. You got anything for the people here, bud?
Yeah, one little small quick update here. It's just they got to do something about F1 right now.
Not very fun.
Not fun at all. Max Verstappen is just absolutely going to town and just clean sweeping every single weekend. I don't know what they need to do, but Max Verstappen is got his foot in everyone's ass right now. I mean, he won by like 15 seconds, which might as well be like a country ass mile, dude. Like,
you can like stop, have two pit stops, and get
dude,
going.
he like they actually thought about going for like the fastest lap and like pitting. He was like almost like a lap ahead of people. He was like whatever, like 22 seconds or something like that. And it would have been like a 3-second margin of victory if everything goes to plan. But like, you never know if like a gun breaks, whatever. But
right.
My point is that he's won 8 consecutive races in a row. It's like 11 of the last 12 for like Red Bull. And it is just ridiculous what he's doing, just lapping the field. It's nuts. They got to do something about it.
Pretty crazy.
It's a testament to how good he is. I'm sure we're going to look back on it.
But to me, it's just a casual watcher. I don't want to watch someone dominate around the racetrack. I want to watch racing. So
got you.
That's just what I got for the people.
Love it. We're gonna have to maybe get a little update on that. Shout out Madison, Jake, Devin for all your guys' help on all of what you guys do for us.
Crew.
Just a reminder, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, baby.
We're not going anywhere, and we're in the Cabbage. And just a reminder, keep swinging.